And welcome down here to the beautiful Bomber Dome 2.0. I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Luke Roberts Sword. Welcome to the LSA commentary, mate.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you for having me.
And the weather down here, if you'd like to know, if you're on live on LSA TV, it is about 14 or 15 degrees. The sun's shining, a little bit of a breeze coming from the west at the moment, maybe the southwest, which is cooling it down slightly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. The sun's out, and I think that wind is just giving a little bit of chill, but nothing these two teams will be used to.
And what a huge game this is. Brighton not having beaten Glenelg this year. It was 10-6 the first time they met, 10-7 the second time they met, and then to 9-7. So that really sets up for an interesting game in this one. Both keepers throughout the year, and I talk about them a lot, but they normally where games are won and lost in these big ones, have been really good.
Absolutely, both keepers. I think that's going to be one of the key battles today. That and in the midfield, and especially at the face-off X. Glenelg have had the wood over Brighton this year, and there's a reason why they're here, and there's a reason why they're undefeated. So if they stick to what they know best and what they do well, I've got them winning by a couple again today.
Yeah, I think the games have been really close, and last time the Glenelg defence really pushed out in that first semi, and they got. Brighton love that because they come behind you. You've played that Brighton offence this year, and if you do push out and they get behind you, they can score quite quickly.
Yeah, they can make it look so easy. They've got a lot of really young, talented kids that are really quick, and the minute you turn your head for half a second, they catch a glimpse of the back of your helmet, they're inside you at just a lightning pace, and you're struggling straight away.
It is, and the Glenelg boys warming up down the other end, just letting shots away as Steve Mortimer tries to get on camera again. He's already been on camera once today, but we are looking forward to an absolutely big clash. The last time they played out here at Brighton Oval, the game was on, and there was some real physical. You expecting that today?
Yeah, I hope so. This is two teams that are used to success. They're used to the grand final day and what that means, and what it's like to be here on the big stage. So I hope we see a nice physical contest. I do anticipate it. It's going to be a little bit chippy too, a lot of nerves early on and people finding their feet. But like I said, two experienced outfits, so it'll be good. I'm really bloody excited actually. This should be a really good game.
Which is why we got you in the commentary, my mate. Cream rises to the top, and come GF Day 2020, and who would have known that the 2020 would have been this sort of year? It's supposed to be Good Vision 2020, but we had none of that whatsoever coming into the season. But we've made it. We've got here, and I just want to send a huge shout out to our Victorian comrades over there who weren't able to get lacrosse up this year, and WA obviously with their grand finals today. So big shout out to everyone who plays this beautiful game that is lacrosse, and it's the medicine game for a reason. So to be able to play that, we look forward, and we hope those guys get up next year.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Just want to echo your sentiments, Tony. And it was a weird one this year, feeling like we'd lost our season, and it was almost one of those moments you don't know what you got till it's gone, and then when we realised the season was gone, and then there was some whispers that we're getting it back, even as an old boy I was getting pretty excited to get back out there, so we're incredibly lucky, incredibly blessed. Like I said, it's a beautiful game, and anyone that plays it's so really fantastically lucky. So. And
you brought one of your supporters here, Stu Hissey, just off to the right to us there, mate, giving us a wink.
Oh God, of course Stu Hissey's here. He's everywhere I am actually, he's a bit of a lurker. That's Stu Hissey, a big power man, so I'll give him props for picking a good football team. Terrible lacrosse hat he's wearing though, but he looked better in red and white, but some trades are worth it.
Great man he is. He was my team manager in my under 15 team and did a fantastic job. We're not far from seeing what these guys do as a fantastic job as the black and whites just make their way over, and don't they cut a nice svelte, those guys?
They look fantastic. Felt's being generous. But there's a good look at, I'll tell you what though, if you want a good officiating crew in South Australian lacrosse, you're talking about the cream rising to the crop, you've got probably a trio of my favourite officials, and then Polly. So
I love Polly in the black and white, mate. He plays old school lacrosse, and you have to earn your flag with Pol.
Oh, I think that's one of my favourite things about having Polly as an official actually, and Polly as well. Guys that have played defence who let things go, who don't get sucked into some of that cheap attacking antics and let you throw a few checks and just give you a polite little warning when maybe you push it a little bit too far. They're great officials.
Well, I'm hoping that those flags stay away today. Let the boys rub, let the boys play, because it doesn't get any bigger than the grand final. And these teams have been perennial over the last 10 years at playing against each other. So looking forward to a huge game here as the sun shines down on us, and we are looking forward to bringing you the call as the official ceremonies aren't far off starting here, and Mr. Ben Hook will slowly, he's going to introduce the players. Brighton just getting around there and getting the last minute's instructions. Jakey Rosenthal told me he was going to write a new book today.
A new book? A new book? I'm out of touch with the lingo. What does that mean?
Well, basically, I used to have this thing that says history was written every day by someone willing to pick up a pencil. And he said he's going to pick up the pencil and write some history today for the Brighton Lacrosse Club. So we look forward to seeing Jakey trying to write his book.
I love it. I like a big call, especially on grand final day. I think this is where if you want to make a name for yourself, this is the day to do it. This is the big event. So I look forward to seeing him pick up that pencil. He's a very, very exciting and talented young fella. So it'll be awesome if he does and give Glenelg that really, really strong Glenelg defence a real test if he's on for that.
He is, and he's quite sneaky, Jakey. I've coached him in a few of those under 15, under 18 teams, and he ended up with 10 a couple of times. So he has the quality to be able to do that, but down the other end, one end Morton, who seems to get on the scoreboard, really hard to defend.
Yeah, he's so hard to defend. If he gets his hands free, he's got an absolute laser of a shot. And it doesn't take him much to get those hands free. He's such a quick release, and he's such a big, strong unit, but also very, very quick on that first step. So it makes it very, very hard to try and man up on him. I've tried and failed many times.
All right. Well, I'm gonna set a precedent here. I'm going Glenelg 8-7 in an OT game today. So I'm with an OT as we're about to get the official ceremonies done here as the boys come off, and we might just make our way off the field.
Yeah, get off.
As our master of ceremonies is just getting the boys lined up to be able to bring the teams out, as we see Brighton already lined up here. Big day for the Brighton Bombers in their Brighton Bomber Dome at 2.0, looking fine up there, just looking towards it. And we've got the Glenelg Seahawks just making their way to the side. And very, very shortly we will be introducing these two teams and obviously the officials for today, who do a fantastic job throughout the year. So we will head over to Ben Hook.
Across South Australia, Living Choice State League Grand Finals, whether you're joining us here at the Brighton Lacrosse Club or right around the world via the Lacrosse SA TV online broadcast. Shortly, the Living Choice State League Grand Final between Glenelg and Brighton. They have been the top two teams in the league in 2020, and we're looking forward to a tremendous clash between these. We'll meet the two teams shortly, but first the referees for this afternoon's match. Please welcome Paddy Edwards, Jonathan Pitmox, Robert Farmer, Mark Holden and Rick Smithson. And now the 2020 minor premiers, the Glenelg Seahawks. Number 1, Ben Robinson. Number 2, Brody Nicol. Number 3, Nigel Morton. Number 5, Luke Keesing. Number 6, Daniel Evans. Number 8, Patrick Palmer. Number 9, Todd Bartlett. Number 11, Jack Price. Number 12, Jonathan Marinkovic. Number 13, Stephen Mortimer. Number 14, Matt Bartlett. Number 15, Mitchell Lewis. Number 16, Clayton Burke. Number 17, Stuart Mortimer. Number 19, Henry Haskett. And number 20, Cody Watts. The head coach is Craig Schicker, assistant coaches are Robert Lawson and Mark Stilgo. Team manager is Alan Marinkovic, trainer Jeff McLean and scorer Stephen Robinson. The Glenelg Seahawks. This afternoon, the Brighton Bombers, number 1, Mitch Buss. Number 4, Harry Edwards. Number 5, Angus Higgins. Number 6, Jake Rosenthal. Number 7, Alan Lipp. Number 8, Bill Park. Number 10, Doug Brooks. Number 10, Doug Shinnick. Number 11, Nathaniel Rowe. Number 14, Tyler Leeming. Number 17, Jack Woodford. Number 18, Matt Fuss. Number 21, Kai Williams. 22, Jackson Stock. Number 24, Byron Britton. The head coach is Mark Langdon, assistant coach John Gallison, team manager Phil Shinnick, along with Todd Rosenthal of the scorer is Trevor Woodward, the Brighton Bombers. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you are aware, this week the Australian lacrosse community lost one of its most cherished members with the passing of Sue Sofanos. Affectionately known as Nelly, Sue was a champion player and coach and a great friend to many of you here in South Australia. The SA lacrosse community extends its deepest condolences to Sue's family and friends, the membership of the Newport Ladies Lacrosse Club, and our friends across the entire Victorian lacrosse community. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand with the players for a moment of silence as we remember Sue Sofanos. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll ask you to remain standing with the players, coaches and officials for the national anthem of Australia.
Us rejoice, for we are young and free. Golden soil, our world abounds in nature's gift. Beauty, rich and rare. In history's page that every stage has long so spread. In joyful strengths and life I'll sing and once I'll swear your faith.
Corey.
Oh yeah, I'm Brad. Here's your coin, that's your head, that's tail. Just do it here. So the home team, this is the away team, so they'll be calling.
That's the head.
Away team calls, so who's called?
The away team calls. Yeah, head. Good luck.
Head to this, which way would you like to defend? There then, it's all right. So goal the shooting that way first and third, and you guys then. All right, thank you very much. So.
And here we have it, the two teams. Captains just getting together there. And thank you very much to Mr. Ben Hook, did a fantastic job. He's always done a fantastic job around Lacrosse South Australia. And we do thank him for being our Master of Ceremonies today. And a huge shout out to the men in black and white out there today as the two teams just get together. And Lippy, we went through I've gone the OT into one. You had a double OT, I believe, into two. Yep. I'll just turn you up. Yep, there he is. And Lukey, your predictions were?
I've got Glenelg 11-8.
11-8. All right, so we're about to see it here, live and free on LSA TV. And we hope that the game is played in the spirits it should be as Matty Fuss just starts to find his way onto the outer side here. And it is about to be game on for 2020 in the Living Choice Grand Final. Brought to you by livingchoice.com.au, 1-800-502-524. And Bradley Edwards, a.k.a. Bogger, is going to set the boys down to start with. And we're going to have Luke Keesing up against Jack Woodford. And that has been a really big competition all year this year through the face.
I think you're talking
you guys got it right.
Yeah, face-off players in South Australian lacrosse. I think this contest is going to go a really long way to determining who wins the game today.
100%. And as I said, to all of our lacrosse viewers around the country and around the world, may the best team win today. Glenelg, Brighton at the Bomber Dome.
Coaches.
And coaches just shaking hands out there.
Centers down. Set.
And here we go in the 2020 Grand Final at the Brighton Bomber Dome, and Jack Woodford wins the first one, kicks it down here to Rosenthal, who just pops it up to Fuss, and Brighton will have the first offensive foray as Fremo comes on, back to Woodford, and they will just settle into their work, will the Brighton Bombers, and it's always good to have the first snap of the game going your way, Lukey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's early touches will really help settle the nerves, and that's a clutch face-off from Jackie Boy. That was awesome.
So ball down with Woodford. Woodford kicks it up to Freeman, who kicks it over here to Fuss. That is Matt Fuss. Kicks it up to Jakey Rosenthal. Kicks it down there to Tyler Leeming, and the boys just all getting a touch. Certainly getting their numbers up for the Super Coach at the moment. Here we go, Woodford against Keesing. Steps down, Fuss, he loves to rip these outside. Didn't even know he had the ball then.
Looked like he thought he lost it then.
And he had to have a look to see whether he was having a shot. And I'm sure that Cody was pretty glad that he was looking at his own stick and not ripping it past his.
And that good early slide, Glenelg are really good at being aggressive indeed. Got that second slide real quick. That was awesome.
So ball kicked up here to Fremo. Fuss with the ball. Just pops it back down. Brighton with all the touches at the moment. Kicks it over here to Woodford. He's got Fuss moving in. They're looking at this little two-man game. Steps around. And a good slide there from Palmer. And Palmer just gives Jack a bit of a love tap there to say, mate, we're at him, we're playing. And good work there from Evans on Freeman. And ball back down here to Lim. And Arlen will just take Stevie Mortimer up to somewhere out of the top to try and take him out of the play. Ball down to Rosenthal, kicks it to Leeming. Leeming gets under, and slides come. Bang, big, and he's in the crease, so that's going to be a turn. No, we're going to have a flag for a in the push. So we have White 1-6. So Clayton Burke coming off. He's got a 30-second push. So into the man up, Brighton, and a big opportunity for the Brighton Bombers early in this first quarter to get some scoreboard pressure on the board. But it's only a 30, so down to Woodford, kicks it up to Fuss, back to Woodford. Woodford looking on the bottom corner to Lim, kicks it over there to Freeman. Freeman up to Leeming. Leeming back to Freeman. Freeman sees the other side, looks inside there to Fuss. Ball mishandled. Evans picks the ball up and brings it out. He's got Cody Watts down the back, screaming for the ball. Kicks it up. There's going to be a release here as Morton comes on, and Cody just straight down the throat to Morton. And you know when Cody's on and having a good game when he hits those passes like that, Luke.
Yeah, hit him in stride too. That was a beautiful pass. Really interesting with the man down. They were getting Dan was coming out early to really block off Tyler Leeming, and that was just really interesting to see. That's going to be a strategy across the day.
And Lippy, just the way you thought the game would start today?
Yeah, it was a tight contest, but it's unusual for Brighton. Had a lot of offense down there. They normally go down there and have a couple early shots. They're pretty patient today, so interesting.
So now we get to see the Seahawks' first offense in this 2020 Grand Final, brought to you by Living Choice and Traditional. And obviously Aussie Lax Gear have been .com.au around the place. As Evans, he's monstered there by, who is that? Higo. He's got a little bit of love. Steps in, steps down, reassesses. So Higgins doing a great job there on Dan Evans. Kicks it down to Bartlett. And Bartlett has Shinnick. Little bit of love. The grass monster got him again, but Toddy Bartlett up. He's got Brody Nickel through the centre there. Just good cut from Brody Nickel. Ball's up and over. It's a good little tap there. Ball to be one down on the bottom, and a little fish hook there. We're going to see an offside potentially here. No, ball going White. So no drama done there. We'll see Jack Price pick the ball up the top. He picks up Doug Brooks. And Glenelg.
Another lock-off game here for Brooksy, I reckon.
Yeah, well, Jack Price has been locked off a couple of times in these finals and throughout the last couple of games, and he's a quality worker, and Brooksy's going to have to have his job cut out here, but they don't want Jack feeding because he's probably leading assists in the land, as we see Nickel just run through there. Chippy picks that ball up as that one goes loose, and Chippy pops out the back. He kicks it over to Shinnick. Shinnick up to Woodford, and Woodford will bring it back up. And ball in the offensive end for Brighton again. No score, and we've had about 4.5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes gone in the first term as he kicks it to Lim. Lim has Mortimer all over him. Up to Freeman, and that's out to Mitch Fuss as he kicks it down to Leeming. So really wide set here, looking to pull him out. Rosenthal comes round outside. Good check there from Burke. Burke picked up by Palmer. Cody Watts with the ball, hits Morton again. So that's 2 clears to go through Nige Morton. And Jakey Rosenthal said that is the defensive line, and it goes uphill from there. And I'm going to stop here. So ball down the back here with Keesing. Keesing just being worked over there by Pridham. Kicks it over to the sniper. And ball down the back with the sniper. Sniper turns. He's got Mitch Fuss. Sniper gets around. First shot goes wide. And that is going to be a Glenelg ball. Great work there from Todd Bartlett. And the first shot of the game, guys.
Yeah, you're right. Like about 5 minutes in, and we've only had one shot. So if this is the way the game's going to go, it's going to be a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think I might have gotten too close to the sun on that 11-8 from the looks.
So ball down the back here as Glenelg pick it up, and we saw the sniper just get in on Fuss before the 2-1s go in the battle. Just slips a little bit. Sniper, this is the one he could turn, pops that one over the top again, and that's going to be another Glenelg ball. And we've got whistles going on everywhere here at the moment. Illegal procedure being called on Glenelg.
Was that from the sub?
And that was for the sub. That was the long stick sub, I reckon. So ball will be turned over in the back corner, and Mitch Fuss, the motor, will bring it out, but decides to kick it to Chippy. And we're trying as Chippy brings his ball up. A couple of shout outs. Alan Black says good luck to the Zebras, and yeah, we do wish them well. They do a fantastic job, and we don't have a game without them. So as Chippy picks that one up, Greg Mollison says, Tony, that minute silence was sensational, greatest of respect, and as we should show. And we're going to have another illegal procedure, and the ball's turning around. So Chippy's going to drop that ball, kicks it out to the side, and they need to pick it up, and he can go. Randall J. Hobbs says, go the Bays. Ashley Clark says, Luke, turn Luke up. Well, yep, that's what we want to hear. We want to hear Luke. He hasn't said much because we haven't had much to say yet, have we? He's been up and back.
No, thank you, Ashley. Normally she's telling me to shut up, so that's a nice turn of pace.
There's a positive. As ball down the back here with Price.
Nice dodge.
Price has Fuss, and there's 2 Australian contracted players at the moment just doing their work against each other.
It's interesting knowing that he's such a dangerous feeder to have a shorty out there at X. Oh, there it is. There's the first goal, Tony. Loopy, what do you think of that one? Ben Robinson, I think. Nice lefty rip. There's a reason why Tony calls him the sniper. That was stick side eye, I think.
It is, and the sniper on the board first.
I may have got that wrong, sorry. I think it was Ben.
Benny Robinson. As we see on the Living Choice replay.
Yeah, Benny.
Benny Robinson with the first, and Glenelg on the board, and the crowd is certainly up and about here.
Good draw.
Marenkovic gets that one out. Paddy Palmer, he's been really good on ground balls all year, has Paddy Palmer. And the ball just kicked over to Toddy Bartlett. He said, I've done my job. And the ball will come down at the back through Todd Bartlett. Here's Shinnick. Bartlett gets inside. Is this 2 in a couple of seconds? Yeah, yes, it is. And no flag on that one, but Toddy Bartlett Doesn't he love that one, Lukey?
Oh, he loves it.
That's how I reckon you would celebrate, Luke, if you got a goal.
It's been a long time between drinks with the goal, but yeah, Toddy, I'd be getting that excited too. Grand final, double fist pump, you love it. Just too quick, and I think that all started with Paddy on the wing there, getting another great grand ball. You know, that's his game. He's elite off that wing, and beautiful work, Patrick Palmer. I'm going to make sure the long poles get their love today, Tony.
As you should, mate. The long poles do a fantastic job out here, as do the shorties when they work like that, and didn't Toddy Bartlett. He's come to play. So ball in the middle, Luke Keesing up against Jack Woodford. Jack Woodford, an exponent of the face-off over many, many years. Keesing picks the ball up under pressure. Oh, big push. We might have a
flag.
So we're going to have the ball here. That's going to go a timeout.
Timeout. So
the coaching staff certainly earning their money at the moment too. With that timeout, really well called timeout.
Very smart. And I don't know if you've been out there, Tony. I was out on the ground before. It's a weird feel for a Brighton ground. It's very spongy, so that might play a bit of havoc on those ground balls today.
Tell you what else is playing havoc at the moment.
What's that, my
LSA
friend?
TV, 130 viewers online at the moment. And I'm going to give a couple of shout-outs here. Brendan Freeman is watching. Pumba, hope you're well, mate. Adam Phillips, Scotty Brooks, the great Scotty Brooks. Amanda James says Cameron Barr Kemp, black and gold all the way. Jack Waller's watching, Lewis King's watching, Cameron White's watching. David Sanders says don't turn Luke up. Mate, I don't know what's going on with that one. Pat McLean is clapping twice for those two goals, and we have a on the Living Choice scoreboard. It is 2-0, and on the GoFundMe page, you should get onto GoFundMe. GoFundMe.com/F/Sue Sofanos-Foundation. Sorry, I was trying to work out what they're doing down on the back corner. So, ball in the hands of Price. So, Price with the ball. Kicks it down. A bit of an error on the scoreboard there as the Marty gets his stuff together. 2-0 is Luke Keesing with the ball. Steps
Good
down,
drive.
Luke Keesing fires. Oh, that had some fire in it. Coming down the back.
Got some heat.
And that one is out of bounds, but Jack Price will pick the ball up. And go about his work again on Doug Brooks.
Comes the shorty again.
He really does look to bring others into the play, Price, and he's actually a natural right-hander, but he's got a massive lefty. So Luke Keesing again up against Harry Edwards. Gets down the right. This is the rotation. Then they look to cut back on the backside. As Nigel Morton getting picked up there by Fuss as a sniper
Save.
tinks off Chippy's arm.
Big save.
And that's coming back to Glenelg. And ball is down the back. And Price with the ball, just working around. Just gets it down. Brodie Nicol. That's had the slower ball all over it. And I'll tell you what won't be slow is the renovations you can have with traditional on for your roofing, carports, verandas. Is the traditional group as Luke Keesing builds it back up the top. That is tradvc.com.au 8376-3639, and tell them LSA TV sent you, and I'm sure they will look after you as Luke Keesing is trying to look after Harry Edwards. Brodie Nicol with another opportunity off the backside there. That second slide, they're working the offense really well. Ball comes down. Evans just fires low to low, and Bartlett again just backing up there. So we've seen, guys, plenty of offense here for Glenelg. Not much in the Brighton end at the moment. And the grass monster again out there. But Todd Bartlett, how quickly is he getting up to his feet today?
That recovery is so fast.
Keesing, he likes that matchup on Harry Edwards. Fires and Chippy
save.
all over it. Nicol. Oh, there's going to be a flag down there.
Yep. Unnecessary.
We are going to see an unnecessary roughness goal here. And that will be on Doug Shinnick. And Glenelg will have a man-up opportunity as Bogger's flag threw it up into the air, and it landed about halfway down the field with this breeze.
But as a coach, Chippy does a fantastic save, and then you turn around and give away a stupid penalty like that. It's a coach's worst nightmare. When Glenelg have had 10 shots already,
and
2 goals.
Haskett out there with Morton. Morton fires, good knockdown there from Edwards, but picked up again, and nice fake from Toddy Bartlett. He's come to play today.
He's looked sharp early, hasn't he?
As has Keesing.
Yeah, he's liking.
Kicks it down to Haskett. Haskett fires, and that one fires left. And while we're on Henry Haskett and Jack Price, Coker Uni in South Carolina, I believe all the boys are there having a watch as the sniper pops that one down low. And we've got a 3-0 game here at the Brighton Bomberdome. And Glenelg love that.
Double box, timeout, goal.
And we've got a timeout here to the Brighton coaching staff. And they are not liking what they've seen, as we see here on the Living Choice replay. Steps in and had some heat down low there, Lukey.
That was a nice rip, and that's why you called him the sniper. We watched him do it in the box game as well when I came down to Blackwood and had a little look, just picking corners, just right in the cobwebs. And to your point, Lippy, if you're coaching and that goal has come a direct result from a bit of a brain fart, to put it that way, when you've made the clear, you've faced a lot of shots, and then you just turn the ball over like that, you'd be furious.
Oh, yeah. And Mango, he'd be pulling his hair out, and he's got a lot of hair to pull out there, But it's just one of those things. It's just dumb. They're just a lot of offence. You turn the ball over with a great save by Chippy, and, dents Chippy's confidence as well when he's getting pelted at. And you do something stupid.
And Bagger Cooper on the line says, go Benny, with some black and gold love hearts here. And Barney Odgers says, go the Bays. James Howe's also watching online, and we're back. And it is a 3-0 game here on the Living Choice scoreboard. livingchoice.com.au, 1-800-502-524.
Could be a good big day for Benny Robinson. 2 goals already as well, so he's on fire.
And good work there from Keesing. He just picks it up, and here's Matty Bartlett getting into the game, down to Keesing. And I said to Luke just before we went to air, and the boys were warming up, Lukey, I said that the intensity that Glenelg were going with in their warm-up compared to Brighton, there was a lot of difference, wasn't there?
Yeah, we were looking at the pace, the way they were whipping the ball around, and Glenelg were just, the defence were out putting on a lot of heat. They were really quick, looking really sharp. The ball movement was really crisp, and I think it's translated into the way they're playing offence at the moment.
And they'd be happy with their start, the coaching staff at Glenelg, 3-0. And again, Brooks against Price. So that's going to be a big matchup for the day. Sniper's just sitting off the left-hand side here. And there's a good slide there from Fuss. If they move the ball quickly, an opportunity to Bartlett. Bartlett steps in. And a good save there from Barker.
Chippy,
good
that's
save there from Barker. And but the ball back in the hands of the Glenelg. And we're going to have... Oh, that is time.
That's time.
Okay, that one snuck up on us pretty quickly. As you can see, the crowd down here at the Bomberdome, and they are that deep. That is COVID restrictions right there. Everyone's 1.5 meters apart. It's just the camera angle we're shooting from that we're seeing. And I can tell you the angle that Glenelg is shooting from at the moment at 3-0 in the first term. And they really haven't had to play much defence, Luke.
No, and that's the thing that's a bit surprising. I think, Lippy, you've got the stats. You've done a great job keeping there for the amount of shots that Glenelg have taken, and I think that's a surprising stat. Sorry to steal your good work, Lippy, but Brighton haven't had a shot on target for an entire quarter, and you don't associate that high power Brighton offence, with 0 shots in a quarter.
So what have we got there, Lip? Maybe we can go through a couple of quick ones, and then we'll go and hear a word from our sponsor.
Oh, well, Benny Robinson with 2. Toddy Bartlett with 1, and Glenelg had 12 shots for 3 goals, and they also won the centre draws 3-1 in that quarter as well.
Excellent. Great work there, Linton Arscott, and we're going to hear a word from our sponsors.
Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community in a picturesque location only 30 minutes from the Adelaide CBD, where you are just a stroll away from local shops and facilities and close to Brighton Beach and its seaside attractions. Imagine luxury living and 5-star facilities, a place that values your independence and offers a wide variety of lifestyle options. A place for you to call home. Welcome to Living Choice Woodcroft, a fully accredited village in southern Adelaide. Living Choice Woodcroft, where you have the choice of luxury and the luxury of choice. For more information on how you can become part of our community, please call 1800 502 524 or visit livingchoice.com.au.
And back we are here as that first quarter ran out really quickly. 3-0. And Glenelg Keesing up against, as just picks it up there, does Jack Woodford, but ball still on it. Got Dan Evans, kicks it over there to Luke Keesing, who brings it down to the offense. And this sun might be an issue in this quarter too, with Chippy looking straight into it at the moment from what it looks like.
We'll get another 12 shots in this quarter, Chippy facing the sun. Might not be good. Most of us, Brighton won the toss too, so that's an interesting decision.
So they won the toss to shoot into the sun to start with, thinking that it might go down. It might go against them there. Morton picks the ball up, kicks it down to Bartlett. Bartlett down to Price. Price just up against Fuss now. That's a race in itself. Kicks it over there to the sniper, Benny Robinson. He already has a couple for the day. Morton picks up. Harry Edwards fires. Ooh. Bang! That one's backed up. But Nice Morton being able to free the hands there. And no damage done on the scoreboard. But Glenelg with the ball back through Price. Looks inside Morton. Bang! Yeah. And there it is. Nice Morton off the back of Jack Price. And we'll see here on the Living Choice instant replay just how that one came to be. Luke, talk us through this one.
So Jack going to work again at X with the shorty. He's a very unselfish player, so he's always looking to get his hands free to the feed, and that's one of the risks I think of putting the shorty out there. You can't get that reach out on the hands. And Nige, you know, there's a reason why he's played for Australia. That's a beautiful cut and finish.
Back Jordan, 4-0 on the Living Choice scoreboard. And there's another scoreboard that we are here for today, and that is the Sue Sofanos Foundation. So please give as much as you can, and all that money as Sue would have wanted. She was all about women's lacrosse and trying to help out women as a whole, as Paddy Palmer brings the ball up, just overthrown there. We've got a whistle on the play, and we're going to have a slash behind the plate, a slash, and I think that's gone on, trying to see who's sitting in the box over there. Jackson. Is that Jackson Stock over there? Maybe? Yep. Okay, so Jackson Stock wearing a slash there. 4-0 is the score here on the Living Choice scoreboard. And they are in a man-up situation, so the perfect start for the Glenelg Seahawks at the moment. As it kicks down to Price, they're in a man-up opportunity. Haskett just popping off. Looks inside Haskett, and Haskett puts another one away. And aren't they excited? And I don't know, that job on Jack Price at the moment down the back there. He's certainly bringing a lot of people into this play, and he's putting his hand up early for maybe that Living Choice player of the game.
He's looking sharp. Our dear friend Wendell Litchfield, who does a bit of defence coaching down with us at North A, he'll be having kittens with Noah getting out, putting pressure on those hands, and just a little bit too easy for him at the moment. He's getting his hands free really well, and great vision.
And Lip, it looks like they've stuck the shorty onto him. Is it time to switch along?
I don't know, but I don't think Doug Brooks is playing him tight as what he did in the first final. He seems to be hanging off him instead of getting on top of him.
And there we go.
I think Brooksy just needs to get a lot tighter.
And there we go, a win in the face-off to Jack Woodford. So what are the face-off stats now at the moment, Lip?
Well, it's 2-1 this quarter already in favour of Glenelg, so Brighton need a steadier here, I reckon.
And has Cody seen a shot yet?
No.
So Brighton haven't put a shot on the cage yet, and we are about 3.5, nearly 4 minutes into the second term, and a 5-0 game. So they've set this really wide, almost 3-3. And looking to rotate and just get these guys out and about, giving plenty of space through the centre there, as Leeming just pops that down there to Fuss. Fuss kicks it down to Lim. Lim, he's got Steve Mortimer on him. Lim picks the ball up to Freeman. And again, just around the outside. The Glenelg defence not allowing him to get inside at the moment. And that's where Brighton do most of their damage, isn't it?
It's a very interesting matchup when you got Stephen Mortimer on Arlen Wynn, a young kid. So that's how much Glenelg are putting on Arlen Wynn in this game. Putting the best defender.
And there you go. There's the first shot on Watts today. A little bounce shot, which I think he could have... That wasn't a great shot.
Good take.
But great take there from Price. And it kicks down there to the sniper. And the sniper already with a couple on the board today. And the foundation for the Sue Sofanos Foundation, currently at $108,000. See if we can't, with these big crowds and WA on board as well, get it up to 120 today. That's what Sue would have wanted. She was all about looking after lacrosse players and growing the game. So all of that money will go towards the Australian women's lacrosse team, who are travelling to a World Championships. As the sniper gets sniped himself, but he's still on the board. Fuss picks up a great ground ball. He's got Price on him, and there's a bit of a race. Price, a little bit on the back, just kicks it over. Great pass there from Matty Fuss, which releases Pridham, and Pridham kicks it down, just wears a little one after. Ball here to Nat Rowe, and Fussy, he wouldn't mind loosening the arms at this stage of the game.
I've got a couple of thoroughbred racehorses going after that one. That's a couple of quick boys.
It's a little bit of a mismatch here. If someone get the ball with Jack Price at the bottom there, I don't think I've seen Jack play too much defence.
No, but we've seen the pace race, and him and Fussy were certainly up for it. Kai Williams with the ball now. As Williams, lefty, kicked around. But look at the second and third slide. Gets inside. And Kai Williams for the first for the Bombers. They are on the board. About 6 minutes into the second term. It is a 5-1 game. And doesn't the cameraman, Christian, love that one. He's all over it. And Kai Williams with the first of the game just stepped inside. Little overhead check there. Didn't take. Luke, you wouldn't be happy with that in defence, would you?
No, and very uncharacteristic for Stevie. He's such a disciplined defender. He'd probably want to have his time again. There's not the kind of check that you really want to be going for when you're allowing the guy to come inside to step in. And Steve's he's a much better defender than that. I'm sure he'll fix that up for the next time.
Is it at that point where the scoreboard's 5-0 and they start to do these little things that aren't simple?
That's right. Going away from what's working for you.
Stock up against Marinkovic in the middle. Marinkovic with the ball at his feet, picked up there by Mitch Fuss. Henry Haskett all over him. And as I said, good check there from Haskett. And if the boys at Coker University are watching live early in the morning, that is your Henry Haskett bringing that one out in South Carolina. No angle whatsoever. And Toddy Butler just trying to put one in the crowd the other side there. And the boys at Coker would be very happy with that, with both Henry and Jack's work at the moment.
That was a beautiful rapture.
So Price down the back. And if the boys are live and free on the Facebook from Coker University, send us a shout out, boys. We'd love to see what you're thinking of this game.
Looks like we've already got that switch we were talking about, Tony.
So there we go. Harry Edwards on to Jack Price. It's just putting a little bit more pressure on. And Benny Robinson pulls it out as they sending a sub, and there was lots of talk out there. And ball up the top here. Can't let Morton get to that point as Haskett goes down, runs into a pick. Alex Fagan, he says great BTB, that was filthy. And Tane Rawdick says ISO on Arlen. So Gail Sedgway says way to go Henry, and Scotty Dawson also watching online. So Glenelg at the moment 5-1. And that sun, you'd think that sun in that area, Luke, would be one where they'd like to be firing balls from.
Absolutely, that's a dangerous spot at the moment.
In the middle, clean!
So looks,
well done, Chippy.
Chippy picks that one off, but that ball could roll out, so it's up for grabs. Steps up, Chippy's out. And
got something going on in the crease here.
That might have hurt Jack a little. He went down, held the back, and he looks like he's going to head off to Oh, steps up to Haskett. And Haskett just says, as we see Price just leaving the ground there.
A bit ginger.
He got one on the back there, I reckon. He was holding it around the hip area in that dive. But that was a desperation. As we see here, Robinson with the ball, kicks it over, looks at Brody Nickel. He gets monster. There's just, that might be in the back everywhere. Almost. And Shinnick. And the ball will go.
Glenelg ball?
That is a Glenelg ball. I reckon he got him for in the back, loose ball there. And I thought he was trying to build a roof on him. And if you wanted to build a roof on someone, why wouldn't you get in touch with Trad Traditional Group on tradvc.com.au 83763639, and they will build a better roof than what he just had built on him then at the base.
Flag down!
Oh, flag down. That's a really silly flag. As Nige steps around the back, and you can hear Todd Bartlett in our headset in the effects, Mike. He was screaming on the backside here, lipped for the ball.
Yeah, it was unusual for Nige. He normally looks up and has that. There was a little bit of angle there, and Chippy was already on his pot, so there's no way Chippy was going to allow Nige to score that. Even as good as what Nige is,
and another bit of a silly push on the crease, Lippy. You weren't happy before.
This coach's nightmare, mate. Dumb penalties.
And you can see Morton just stepping in here. You can't let him free his hands. He'll shoot it from there with power. Haskett, bang, pops that one out the back, and Price is back on for the man up, so it must have just been a little knock.
A little stinger or something.
Ball down the back, good save there from Chippy, but doing all the work. He's out the cage, great work.
And he's fighting for the ground ball, Chippy.
Benny Robinson, how good was he coming through there? We're going to flag down. Illegal body, 1. And that will go on, trying to see who's sitting here. Toddy Bartlett.
No, sorry.
No, Henry Haskett. Henry Haskett.
I've seen the 9, it's 19.
So Fuss will start from the centre, and we see Brighton in a man-up opportunity, and they're 5-1 at the moment. Big opportunity for the Brighton Bombers to get a little bit more scoreboard pressure on the Glenelg Seahawks. Ball kicks up the top here to Fuss. Fuss back to, comes back here to Leeming. Leeming kicks it down here to Freeman. Again, spreading it. Leeming down the bottom corner. Leeming still on the bottom corner. Freeman. Oh, Cody eats that up. Good save on the hip, but they're man down. Little outlet. Really good outlet. And Paddy Palmer will run this one up. He has Arlen Lim on him. And Toddy Bartlett, as the penalty will soon be freed. About 30 seconds gone. I reckon they've got to get through. Oh, Jack Price just showing some high stepping there against Dougie Shinnick. And Price with the ball down the back. And we're about to probably have that penalty released. And penalty has been released, so we're back to an even number on the field. And Luke Keesing is popping out the left-hand side here as he just receives the ball now. And 150 on the live stream, boys.
Not bad.
They must have heard that Lippy and the great Lukey Robert Sword were going to be on today.
Oh, I do equal ratings, Tony. We know that.
Well, double ratings.
As we said, cream always rises.
And we're not even on Prime TV yet, Luke.
Oh, not yet.
So ball down the back here again with Price. Price has Fuss on him. Price is just looking to do some damage himself. Kicks it over the sniper, back to Keesing. Looks down here to Bartlett. Bartlett's already found his way onto the scoreboard today. Kicks it down to Keesing. Back to the sniper. Little 1-4. Steps there to Morton and fires. Does not need a lot of time, does he?
How fast was that?
That has been fed up above the head. He's managed to bring it down near his ankles and pop one away in the blink of an eye. So little 1-4 here, working really hard. Down to Bartlett. Bartlett back up to Keesing. Just working really hard in the crease. That's Marenkovic. And Morton. Keesing gets down over to free the arms. And Keesing just put him down the right-hand side. Or left-hand attacking side, as we see on the Living Choice. Talk us through this one, Luke.
Luke just set him up for a nice split. Really fast, non-preferred end, but you know, no slide coming there to help Chippy out. There's not a lot you can do there. It's a great drive.
Not a lot at all, and look, just the motors of Luke Keesing. I reckon he's my Smoky for the Memorial this year.
Yeah. Well,
I was on Jack last year, but I'm on Luke this year.
it's getting ugly for Brighton already. It's early in the game. It's ugly already because you're talking like 20-odd shots already.
So here we go. Woodford picks it up, runs into Evans. Evans, Woodford. So ball kicks up the top here to Brooks. Brooks to Lim. And as I said, they respect the quality of Arlen Lim because Steve Mortimer is no mug of a lacrosse player, and especially good work there from Palmer to double that. Not much free space out there at the moment for Brighton. Little pick, that might be a moving pick actually.
And we got timeout.
Well, I reckon they were pretty lucky there because Jakey might have got the moving pick, but Brighton using their second time out of the half. And what do you reckon Dallo and Mango are going to speak about right now, Liv?
Well, they've got to get it in offense and just play their run again. I don't think I've seen Brighton actually steady as much as they have in this game in offense. Their game's run and gun. That's what makes Brighton really good, is their run and gun game. And I think they need to be doing that. I think they've gone into their shell too much. And like Luke said, maybe they were trying something different earlier on, but now I think they've got to go back to their old style of run and gun if they're going to get back into this game.
And Luke, are you enjoying what you're seeing at the moment in this 2020 Living Choice State League Grand Final?
Yeah, loving it. A bit, to be honest, a bit shell-shocked. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a tougher game, and I know there's still plenty of time, and that's like Liv was saying, when Brighton play that run and gun, they can just eat into a lead so quickly, but it's the shots, the shot tally that's the concerning thing at the moment. And they'll just have so much of the ball. And just one of the things that you really, as an outsider looking in, watching that Glenelg defence, just the way they are so aggressive. They look like they're so far wide, but the double is there in the blink of an eye, and they read that slide so well. So they're doing a fantastic job sewing up a really potent offence.
And that's actually half time, I believe. So we might go and hear a word from a few of our sponsors, and we'll come back and talk through that first half. That went quick too.
Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community in a picturesque location only 30 minutes from the Adelaide CBD, where you are just a stroll away from local shops and facilities and close to Brighton Beach and its seaside attractions. Imagine luxury living and 5-star facilities, a place that values your independence and offers a wide variety of lifestyle options. A place for you to call home. Welcome to Living Choice Woodcroft, a fully accredited village in southern Adelaide. Living Choice Woodcroft, where you have the choice of luxury and the luxury of choice. For more information on how you can become part of our community, please call 1800 502 524 or visit livingchoice.com.au. Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community in a picturesque location only 30 minutes from the Adelaide CBD, where you are just a stroll away from local shops and facilities and close to Brighton Beach and its seaside attractions. Imagine luxury living and 5-star facilities, a place that values your independence and offers a wide variety of lifestyle options. A place for you to call home. Welcome to Living Choice Woodcroft, a fully accredited village in southern Adelaide. Living Choice Woodcroft, where you have the choice of luxury and the luxury of choice. For more information on how you can become part of our community, please call 1800 502 524 or visit livingchoice.com.au. Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community in a picturesque location only 30 minutes from the Adelaide CBD, where you are just a stroll away from local shops and facilities and close to Brighton Beach and its seaside attractions. Imagine luxury living and 5-star facilities, a place that values your independence and offers a wide variety of lifestyle options. A place for you to call home. Welcome to Living Choice Woodcroft, a fully accredited village in southern Adelaide. Living Choice Woodcroft, where you have the choice of luxury and the luxury of choice. For more information on how you can become part of our community, please call 1800 502 524 or visit livingchoice.com.au. Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community.
And as we come back here, and a huge thank you to our major sponsors, Living Choice. Amazing people in 3 locations, and obviously Traditional, who always look after us. So it's a big thank you. Without those guys, we can't actually get these on. And Traditional, Wayne and Raylene Sutton do a fantastic job, and they are lacrosse people. So get down and see them, and they will look after you. But right now, how about Lip? We'll go through a few stats. So what have you got down there as far as goal scorers go?
Goal scorers for the second quarter for Brighton, Kai Williams with the only goal for the quarter. So Brighton had 3 shots that quarter for 1 goal. For Glenelg, we had Nigel Morton with 1, Luke Keesing with 1, and Henry Haskett with 1. And Glenelg have had 22 shots for 6 goals.
And Brighton?
3 shots for 1 goal.
Okay, so the shooting percentage at 33% is all right. Just one goal and a half, Luke. That's outstanding defence.
That's amazing defence, and I think that speaks to the amount of possession Brighton have actually had. So I think a lot of it is great defence, but also not a lot of opportunity. And Libby and I were just talking a little bit off air that if it wasn't for a couple of real clutch Clinton Barker saves, it could be all over by now. But I think if Brighton get going, I don't think they could play that bad for 4 quarters. If Brighton can get going when it's only I think it's a 5-goal deficit, they're a team that can turn that around in a half. It is quite easily. And 6-1 is the score on the Living Choice scoreboard here at the Brighton Oval in the 2020 Living Choice State League Grand Final for the men. And coming up next, we also have the Living Choice State League Grand Final for the women between Brighton and Glenelg. And that will be a cracker also. Brighton probably doing the opposite that they've done in the men's this year, where Glenelg have been dominant, Brighton women have been absolutely dominant. Yeah, and I think, Brighton women's team the last couple of years have just been sensational, and had a couple of really fantastic grand finals, but this year seems to be, for a few years we've had really tight contest in that top 4, and this year it just seems like Brighton are just heads and shoulders above everyone else.
They're going for 3-peat.
3-peat. The women. And we see here Robert Polly Farmer sets the 2 guys down, and Keesing up against Woodford. Kicks it out the back here. Picked up by Evans. He's going to be swamped here by the little kick. Playing without the ball. That'll turn over. And unfortunate there from as Jakey Rosenthal picks the ball up. And is this that little bit of break of luck that they need early in the second?
And straight away, that intensity.
That's off the top bar and down. And that's that sum they need to use. We didn't see Glenelg throw a lot that quarter from that point. But that is right under the top bar there from Leeming. And you see here, just steps inside, and it looked like Cody lost that one, but it's hit the top bar and down it goes.
A bit of lucky bounce, you know, get that game against Burnside last week, they probably hit 3 or 4 pipes and they stayed out, and today that one's just dropped in, and straight away you saw that intensity from the Brighton attackers when the ball was up for grabs and really forced that turnover. That was great.
So a pivotal goal here in the start of the second half, and Leeming getting on the back of it. But those little mistakes here, you know, little one going your way sometimes, and we've all seen Brighton come back and get 6 or 7 goals. Have been on the back of some of those. So Woodford up against Marinkovic. Marinkovic does a great job. Oh, needs to pick that ball up. Great pick up from Haskett. He's come to play today, is Haskett. Oh, that could be a flag there. What's the flag height here of Bog? Oh, just throws it up. He's let me down.
He's gone for distance over
he's had to throw it into that third. Steps down, pops. Oh, good save. I reckon Pridham actually got a piece of that one as Marinkovic picked that ball up. Jono on that ground ball here, just needed to pick the ball up.
Just go clean through, and that's the good thing about you know, this game. If you get your head over the ball, get nice and low, you're either going to get pushed in the back or hit in the head, and you're going to get the ball. So
as we see Glenelg into the man up set again. As Haskett steps, kicks it over, steps to Haskett. Haskett fires, and Chippy just bakes it in there. And ball out the back, but there they are in a man-up situation. Kicks the ball down. Chippy gets. I think he might have got a little bit after that. As Morton just goes about trying to pick Jack's pocket, but the double can be on here. Woodford just running him in circles, literally.
He's done very well.
He's done extremely well there, Woodford.
I think he need to rest after that. That's where he's headed.
And Kai Williams, who we've seen here already, he's got one already for the day. Williams steps up with another, and does he what? And in the blink of an eye, Brighton put 2 on. We're back to a 6-3 game here in the third quarter.
And again, chasing sticks. Have a look here.
Living choice replay.
And then there's stick.
And again, camera work outstanding. Must have been right on that. I reckon he's tracking him. Is Christian doing a great job over there?
And you know, that starts with Clinton Barker. You know, it's too easy a shot like that. He eats them up. He's been one of the best goalkeepers we've had in our state for a long time. And you've got to shoot a lot better than that to get past Bicky.
Can I just say, already their 2 goals are from run and gun.
Yep.
They're not wasting time, and that's the way Brighton play across.
Keesing can't quite pick the ball up, gets decked. That's going to be a loose ball push.
This is why Lippy's an elite and he called this at half time.
These little things just starting to go for Brighton at the moment. No, going Glenelg's way. Okay, Polly was pointing that as a Brighton ball.
Polly does get a bit confused.
Oh, I love Polly. I love Polly.
I love him. Too many times old age catches up to him.
So ball down here with Benny Robinson. And if you want to give some love to your house, why not get in touch with Traditional Roofing, Carports, Guttering and Verandas as Price gets around and he steps down. Good save there again from Chippy. So that's going to go to Brighton. And everything just starting to fall Brighton's way a little bit. They've got a little bit of momentum turn. And Brighton will bring the ball out, and another opportunity to take this from a 6-3 game and get one back a little closer. As Fuss picks up the ball against Bartlett. Bartlett.
I know it's early on, but I feel like the next goal is really massive.
Good riding pressure there, though, from Bartlett. And Dan Evans just picks up Matt Fuss, and that's one that they want to come out, trying to play that 10-man ride as Pridham steps down the back. But Chippy, no faith in the long sticker. Had him open on this side here, Pridham. And you got Edwards, kicks up the top. Rosenthal just throwing at his feet. Palmer kicks the ball up here to Price. Price against Edwards. And Edwards just stalking Jack Price here. So they want to arrest this bit of momentum that Brighton have at the moment as Bartlett just starts to settle it down a bit. And kicks it down the back, and another $300 added to the Sue Sofanos Foundation. So for everyone that is watching, if everyone that was watching right now put $10 in, there'd be another $1,500 to the Sue Sofanos Foundation, because there's 150 people online. So you can get as the ball just goes down. I'm waiting for a bit of a break in play here, but not much in the grand final, is there? As the ball kicks over here to Robinson, and you can get on to Sue's GoFundMe.com/F/Sue-Sofanos-Foundation and donate. As Benny Robinson, he picks up that is Doug Shinnick going about his work. As Pridham, Dan Evans just rolls inside. Pridham on his back, steps. Chippy again, save. That ball's come out to great and really, really good. But there's a timeout called by Glenelg, and they will just have a bit of a chat about what's going on out there. Good opportunity, but Chippy, a couple of really pivotal saves in that last couple of minutes.
Yeah, massive moments for Chippy to step up, and he's made a couple of really big saves.
And a couple of people online. We'll try and get to everyone here. Anita Lewis, the great Anita Lewis, online. David Neander says, watching now, missing my game immensely. Great D from Glenelg. That's the difference in the game so far. Nathan Arscott says, Cody Watts is like Swiss cheese. Cameron Barr Kemp says, comeback starts now. Darcy Campbell says, Gary Campbell. Nathan Twisk says, Luke putting the special in special comments. As he does.
Cheeky bugger.
I think he means because I'm so elite.
No,
that's what he means.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And the Sue Sofanos Foundation, and you'll see everyone out here at the moment wearing these black and gold ribbons for Sue Sofanos. And it's the greatest thing about this game of ours is that we are all family. Luke, Lip.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, you can.
That's the good thing about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do a good job.
They get around each other, they support each other, and that's why it's such a great game to be involved in.
Oh, he's lost it there.
So ball to be won. Just needs to, and Bartlett. That will be almost a foot.
What is he?
He's going to have a hold. Going the other way. Withholding. All right, looked like Toddy Bartlett had his head pushed into the ground.
I think he thought he was a horse and he was riding at Morphinville today, mate.
And there we go.
Elbow drop on the back of the head there.
It looked like a bit of WWE, didn't it? But Brighton with the ball and momentum. They've scored 2-0 this quarter.
Well, Tony, we always talk about third quarter being the grand final quarter, so
it is the premiership quarter indeed.
Another 1 or 2 goals here from Brighton and the whole Glenelg gets game on.
And a man-up situation.
Double overtime's looking good.
Lippy was on double overtime from the time we got here this morning for the men's league game. So, and that Sun.
There you go.
Step, Jakey Rosenthal pops over. Good look on the bottom of the Leeming. And in the blink of an eye, we're back to a 2-goal game here. It is
second for the game.
6-4.
Second this quarter.
And second of the quarter.
And Lipstradamus on my right called this at half time.
And how many's that for the quarter here, Lip? 3. So 3 unanswered goals to Brighton at the moment. And a big centre draw here. And we expect this from these teams because they always go blow by blow. So huge ground ball, huge face-off to be won here. And tell you, this is where Jack Woodford does his best work when the pressure's on.
All you want.
Good draw.
All you want. Keep going.
There we go. Great from our referee, mic'd up there, John O'Kiplock. And that's what you don't hear when you're playing, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah, that's right.
You hear it a lot because you're always around the action.
All right, thank you, Tony. You've been very kind. I hear a lot of 1 minute for a slash for at 7. That's about all I hear.
So ball down the back here with Price. Price going about his work. He gets a little free. Good work from Edwards. That could almost be a hold. Steps up here to Matt Bartlett. He picks up Woodford. Rolls out. Kicks it back up the top to Nickel. Nickel picked up Leeming. Leeming's not used to being down there in the defensive end. He scored that last goal. Pridham. Now Pridham on the sniper. Just giving him an axe on the left arm there.
I'm not being rude, but I don't even think I've ever seen Tyler Leeming in defence.
Here we go, Morton. Oh, nice. Morton going up to the cookie jar, top shelf. And does not need a lot. And that has rattled the cookie jar up the top, as we see here on the Living Choice instant replay. Just rolls around, doesn't need a lot. frees the arms, pops it up the top, and Glenelg really needed that one.
So much talk so quickly, though. That is an absolute cannon.
And I'm sure the coaching staff for Glenelg would be really happy that they've managed to arrest one back there, because that score was just starting to eke in. You see here, Stock against Marenkovic. Ball still down to be one. Ball still down to be one. Palmer. And we're going to have a loose ball push on Glenelg. And this sun could be a real issue down this end. So an interference call there. And Brighton, how is that going to affect them? They have the last quarter with this sun. And is that a great toss to win and pick to go? Oh, Williams off the bar. Gets inside. Great feed from Rosenthal. Great pick up though from Freeman. Kicks it up here to Mitchfuss.
Williams has come to play today.
Yeah, hasn't he?
Well, we said at the start of the game when we interviewed the guys, as Rosenthal steps, pops, great save there from Watts. Just snaffles that one. Look at the outlet there to Evans. And that kicks down, and I'm sure he'll tell Jakey all about that one, as the love they share between each other, those two boys. As Nige Morton down here, steps inside and just settles it down, but Nige never really settles it down. Kicks the ball down to Robertson, steps inside Marenkovic. Great ball movement there from the Seahawks. And tell you, I'm going to need a place to rest, and if you need a place to rest, why don't you go to Living Choice? They have 3 beautiful places that you can spend your later years in. Get all the dinners you want. You know, they really do look after us, Living Choice, and a big shout out to our major sponsor. You can get in touch with them on livingchoice.com.au, 1-800-502-524, as Price just goes about his little bit of work. And obviously our game clock isn't simulated to that, but Chippy gets the stick in the way. Good pick up there from Edwards. He's going to be under pressure. Ball down, still coming. Contest to be won. Edwards, great job, young Harry Edwards. Kicks that one over there to Freeman. And flag is thrown there from Jono Kiplocks on the outer side there. So a flag down here for Brighton. I don't know whether they realise it at the moment. Freeman with the ball. And we've actually got an offside here. So it's going to be 2 penalties. So we're going to have probably a minute, I reckon, for a slash across the ankle. And we've got a 30-second for that, so the ball will probably stay with Brighton. We'll just have a listen here as Bogger /1, and we'll see a 30-second for the offside here on Brighton. So with the least time in the penalty, Brighton will start with the ball, but they're going to be even for 30 seconds, and then they'll go up to man up for another 30 seconds.
What would you do here, Lip? Would you hang on to get your 30-second man up? Yeah.
And I'm just coming back to that coin toss, because that sun right at the moment down this end is not great. You can see Cody ducking his head constantly, trying to find out where it is, which sort of says that last save of Rosenthal was a really good save.
And I'm used to seeing an athletic Watts playing lacrosse, so that was obviously the apple didn't fall too far from the tree there, Tony.
So you saw Geordie play this morning? Yep. I was going to say she was playing in the under-18s, so yeah. Because she's definitely not talking about me. And Sammy Kilford says AussieLaxgear.com. Petey Greenhow, he is the man.
He's the king.
And ball up the top here, so man up, the little rotation start, kicks it down the bottom. Leeming again.
What a take. And a flag.
And a flag. So we'll see whether that was after the...
I think it's after the goal.
Oh, so after the goal. So they're going to be... They are going to be with possession as that goal is scored. So 7-5 game. Ball will start back in the centre with Brighton, as that penalty was thrown after the goal was thrown. So an illegal body, so they'll sit again. That man up play worked really well then.
What a take by Leeming on the crease. That was sensational.
That's his hat trick for the quarter as well.
In the quarter.
Yep.
Far out. Big third quarter.
Just spreading out here. That's that real rotation. Fuss.
Bang.
Lighting up is Matty Fuss.
And down this end, Clinton Barker's just giving it to the crowd. He's excited, the big fella.
And we're back to a 7-6 game in the blink of an eye.
Wow.
And we always said that Brighton have the ability to come back in these big games.
They did, yep.
They're never out and down.
Never. And not to go back to Lippy nailed this at half time when he said if they start running and gunning and really putting the heat on and not playing that controlled possession, they can put on a score real quick, and that's exactly what they've done.
And I can tell you that man up for Brighton at the moment is working exceptionally well. So Glenelg will want to keep out of the penalty box. As that one just is, here's just monstered Luke Keesing. And we've got a 7-6 game. Premiership quarter it is.
Can we go into the...
And we are going to have a timeout to Brighton. So there must be limited time in this third term.
Can we go in at 7-0 going into the last quarter?
Oh, Lippy.
I think we can. Double overtime, looking good.
Lippy on his double overtime. I had single overtime for an 8-7 game, so we're almost there. And we've got 166 viewers online on LSA TV.
Can't be long, mate.
Oh, I tell you, this third quarter has been an absolute cracker, and Brighton just stepping the foot on the gas.
Absolutely. They woke up at halftime, didn't they? I don't know what was said to them at halftime, but it certainly has done the trick. And this is the grand final, I think, that we wanted to see, didn't we?
We knew it was going to be close. As I said, the previous meetings we had a 10-6, a 10-7, a 9-7. Yeah. So this game was always going to be close. But it's a great one to call, isn't it, when it's close like this?
Sensational.
We talk about shots. So Brighton have had 7 shots for 5 goals this quarter.
Wow. That's on target. And I reckon 3 of them are in man up too.
Yep.
So, and that's been the difference a bit in this quarter with Glenelg just being a little undisciplined.
On you, Jono.
And I think your comment earlier was spot on. Holly. Brighton need to get in front or even, because that sun is obviously wreaking havoc.
Well, that for me is the interesting bit in the, if you can get offense down here in the fourth quarter, Glenelg going to use that as well because at the moment they're just dropping bombs and it doesn't look like that we're seeing them. And here's Kai Williams. He's already got 2 today. Going hard. Great hold there on the stick. Little 2-man games. So clock's on the field now. As last shot looking, can they tie it up at 3/4 time here? Freeman comes around, no goal off the foot of Watts, and Watts just throws the ball back up to the centre to Bogger. And what a quarter by the Brighton Bombers there, as Glenelg still leaves 7-6. But I'm really interested to see what this Sun does in the last quarter. And Lip, how many shots and you just go through the work there? I'll maybe go to Luke. Luke, actually, let's go to the ads first. We'll come back. We'll let Luke and Lippy do some mathematics.
Imagine if you could belong to a safe, welcoming and pet-friendly community in a picturesque location only 30 minutes from the Adelaide CBD, where you are just a stroll away from local shops and facilities and close to Brighton Beach and its seaside attractions. Imagine luxury living and 5-star facilities, a place that values your independence and offers a wide variety of lifestyle options. A place for you to call home. Welcome to Living Choice Woodcroft, a fully accredited village in southern Adelaide. Living Choice Woodcroft, where you have the choice of luxury and the luxury of choice. For more information on how you can become part of our community, please call 1800 502 524 or visit livingchoice.com.au.
And back we come for what is going to be a cracker of a fourth quarter in this men's grand final. Ball in the middle. Woodford just lying on Keesing. Ball to be won at the feet. Leeming off the wing. Ball still down. Great pick up there from Palmer. And let's see what this Sun does, because Chippy's looking straight into it as well. And as they just reset up here, a couple of shout-outs. Amanda Jane, as my phone just goes really dark and flat, and I can't see it now.
Oh, no.
But we'll try and get that up. Apologies. As Dan Evans brings the ball up the top. And Amanda Jane says it's unbelievably... Oh, that just flicks up. There's so much going on here. It's unbelievably touching everyone over there in SA honouring Sue. We are just loving watching the game from here, and very proud of you recognising Sue for who she was nationally, internationally in our club. Hashtag always Newport. Great game, great call, guys. Amanda, she was an absolute legend, and we want to see that Sue Sofanos Foundation at GoFundMe /F/Sue-Sofanos
I don't think Chippy saw much of that one.
/Foundation. So shot had there, but from the opposite side. The Sun's this side. So this will be the one where you fire. Price, ball down, and certainly put under pressure here are the Glenelg Seahawks with that huge third quarter of the Brighton Bombers. And Evans, and you can see here that Morton just sort of being almost locked off by Matty Fuss there. So they're saying if you're going to go through, you're going to go through someone different. And
that could have been a moving pick.
Could have been a moving pick, but not seen. Ball down the back with Robinson. Robinson picks up Bartlett. Bartlett steps down as the sun just goes behind the clouds here at the moment.
So it was a good call by the captain of Brighton, maybe.
Maybe.
Evans kicks the ball down to Robinson. Little rotation starting to happen. They're not letting Nigel Morton near the ball. Matty Fuss. Here we go. Jack Price against Harry Edwards.
Good slide.
Slide comes. If they keep moving the ball, they got Dan Evans open on the backside here. Looks inside, not there. And Morton with the ball up the top now on Fuss. So Morton not being allowed to touch. Not being allowed to touch the ball. So Nige Morton as Shinnick. He goes about the double. Kicks down there to Price.
Wants people working for him. Yeah.
Bartlett looks inside. Brody Nickel drops the handle of the ball. Ball down on the ground. Big ground ball to be won here. Jack Woodford picks the ball up under pressure from the Glenelg. And there's
nice pass.
And maybe it is going away when the flick ball comes out and it goes straight to a stick. Shinnick under pressure here as well. Just runs it through. Good work there from Evans. Evans kicks it down the bottom. Ball down on the ground. Great pickup. Kicks it to Woodford. Woodford ties the game up. We have a game here at the Brighton Bomber Dome. It is 7-all. And the living choice replay here. Angus Higgins with a great pickup. Kicks it over there to Jack Woodford, puts it past. We got a 7-all game.
Wow.
Boys, are we going to OT at any time in this quarter?
Wow. That work all started by the ground ball from Jack Woodford there. Got absolutely monstered with that lovely little flick out. That was probably a bit of a stick check, but we'll give it a Jack assist.
Ball down, Stock on the ball. Ball flicks up, Palmer again. And Palmer, he's got some pace to burn.
Leaning off the wing again.
Yeah. Kicks it over here to Matt Bartlett. Gets a push. Matty Bartlett.
On the stick, on the stick.
So looks inside. He had the sniper wide open. The sniper's still wide open in there.
Yowza.
Just didn't recognise him. Nige with the ball. Little inside roll. That's almost a hold.
Good D.
2003.
It was triple teaming then.
Wow.
That was great defense, actually.
How was that though? Benny Robinson wide open in the middle, no
Didn't see
vision
him.
whatsoever.
Didn't see him.
Nat Rowe under pressure now.
Here comes the heat.
It's
Smart.
the pressure's certainly turned, hasn't it?
It's turned up a notch. I'm getting excited.
And Kath Connor, he says, turning into a cracker. Well, she's not half wrong at the moment. As Arlen Lim comes up the field, Chippy just pops that one over the top,
great pass,
finds
great
Doug
pass,
Brooks,
Chippy.
and they will bring the ball into offense. And wow, what a turnaround this game has seen from half time. It has been all the Brighton Bombers at the moment, and whatever Dallo and Mango said to him at half time, it's working. Nathan Twist says, Woody, you freak.
Oh, yeah.
As Freeman, he's picked up by Stu Mortimer. Freeman, good work there from Stu Mortimer. Lewis just trying to get a handle on the ball. Ball still up for grabs. Matt Bartlett, great ground ball from Matt Bartlett. But the pressure is being poured on here in the Bomber Dome. Jake Rosenthal on the backside by himself.
Wasn't that little bit of play down there?
In the crease. I reckon Cody is screaming about being in the crease.
Called it.
I'd like to see that one on the replay. Cody made a huge save here with Rosenthal. Pops out.
Save.
Kai Williams
Oh, what a heads up
tiptoes the crease.
play. What a heads up play.
That's his hat trick.
And 3 for Kai Williams. And in a blink of an eye, Brighton are in front here at the Bomber Dome. Timeout. Glenelg. Craig Schicker not happy with any of that whatsoever. That was a huge save from Watts, but just popped out.
And you can't, you got to feel for Cody then. That's a huge save. And just, we talked about those little things going your way, a little bit luck. And at the same time, that sun's disappeared behind the cloud, so any advantage that Glenelg may have had.
So maybe Brighton had the weather map on, because they've certainly picked it well. Had the sun in the third, clouds have come over, and it's dull down there now.
Those little 1%ers. That's come to play.
And Shay Moat says rebound. Well, that was a great rebound. And I tell you, young Kai Williams, for what he's done today,
he's having a game.
Certainly having a game today.
He's having a game.
And the living choice player of the game. I mean, there's been some really outstanding efforts today, but who's your thought at the moment?
Well, at the moment, the way the game's going, because Brighton are up, I'm going with Chippy.
Yeah.
Because they've got 30 odd shots.
Yeah.
And he's come up clutch after half-time with some massive saves. I think they've turned this game around.
Great call.
And the other thing is Tyler Lemming as well. It's one of those things, and Kai.
And I think Jack, he's done a lot of good midfield work. I reckon any one of those you can be upset.
Because I think Kai Williams started all in that goal in that second quarter where he went in between 2 or 3 players.
So how big is his face-off right here?
Oh, huge.
Massive.
And Luke Keesing has been clutch all year. Steps down, fast man. Flies over the top.
And again, the sniper. They've ignored him.
They've ignored him, haven't they? And they'll look back at this, I reckon, and see him sitting on that left or in the crease, wide open.
Naked. Absolutely naked the last 2 times that Glenelg have gone down.
And sometimes, when you want to try and do a little bit too much.
So Price, Edwards, Price.
Good
defense from young Harry Edwards.
And since Harry Edwards has gone on, Price has kept him quiet as well. For a young kid, Harry Edwards has done a great job.
Done a fantastic job.
Well, you've seen that short stick and that long stick. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
As Haskett gets the ball down. And again, little bit of byplay in the middle. As the sniper, he gets whacked up, pops it. And that one just goes wide. Brittam certainly letting him know he's going to take a couple of taps here. It is 8-7 on in the way of the Brighton Bombers. If you're joining us live on LSA TV, Haskett loses the ball. Ball pops out the side. Someone's lost the glove. Edwards, ball to be won. Great work there from the sniper.
Well done.
Hang on.
Are they going to call it?
So now we're going to call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they called it.
Of course you have to.
Well done, Lippy.
And Bogger all over at the outer side there with the loose equipment.
Not before our man Lippy though. He's been calling the pants off this game, young Lippy.
So Matty Fuss, and how big is this offensive foray for the Brighton Bombers? Obviously at their home ground, which is a neutral ground today, obviously being the finals are played here, and we're so glad that we could have finals and lacrosse in 2020 in South Australia. But Brighton, they will be happy to wind some clock down here, I reckon, and just get it wide and out and about as they spread really wide here, the Brighton Bombers.
Well, they're just doing what Glenelg did to them in that first game as well. Just
Exactly the
clock
same.
down.
Little two-man game. Arlen Lim, that could almost be a Ward.
A little fake there as well.
Little fake as well. Up the top here to Fuss. Fuss kicks it to Fuss. That is Mitch to Matt. Matt kicks it up there to Nat. Up to Dougie Brooks.
Might be a tap of the head to him, I reckon. They're not looking like they're going.
Down here to Levo. There's definite not too much. Brooks, he picks up Bartlett, and you're right, Bartlett. Just slides off, looks inside. Good save there for Cody, but rebound. And Arlen Lynn pops another one away off a rebound. Another rebound. Cody again with a huge save, as we see here on the Living Choice replay.
It's
Just
a great little inside feed.
Little inside feed, huge save, pops off. And when it's running your way, and that is about a 7-goal run.
8 goals to 1 since half time.
8 goals to 1 since half time, and the Brighton Bombers are now 2 up.
When we talk about massive centre draws,
Yeah.
if Luke gets a centre draw and go down there and bang and finish that shot,
Yeah.
then we've got a game.
So this is what he's been doing it again.
holding.
He's withholding. So that's going to be, and that's what Jackie Woodford's been doing. He's been leaning on the stick, not allowing him to get out.
Big stop needed.
So
for Brighton.
huge offensive set here for the Seahawks and a huge defensive set for the Bombers. And it's probably an understatement to say that at the moment. Price against Edwards. Price just steps around, looks down, looking for Morton coming off the side here. Fuss picks Morton up. Just stepping. Sniper.
He's got room.
Britton
He's got room.
fires, pops it down the back. Little rotation. And you don't see Nige drop them very often. Ball to be won.
What do we got? We got a whistle.
And we're going to have it in the crease.
In the crease.
So everything going the Brighton Bombers' way at the moment. As Woodford picks up the ball under pressure straight away.
Oh, look at him.
And now look at the hold of Jack Woodford. And we're going to have a timeout here to Brighton. 9-7, boys.
Couple of clutch defensive efforts then.
What a cracker of a game. And we've just heard word there is 5 minutes to go in the fourth term. And Brighton will start with the ball in offence from this timeout.
This is a big play.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
If this is huge.
So this is the play that is. So 4 minutes 21 to be exact in the 2020 State League Grand Final, brought to you by Living Choice. And we have Brighton 9, Glenelg 7, with Brighton will have the ball in their stick.
And Tony, we've cracked 200 people watching.
200 people live. Well, if every one of those donated $10 to the Sue Sofanos Foundation, that'd be another $2,000. And Sue, why wouldn't you want to do that? On GoFundMe.com/F/Sue-Sofanos-Foundation. And a huge shout out to all the people in Sue's life and on the tragic passing. So
this is a big goal. If this is a goal, the game's over.
So Lippy's saying the fat lady's about to sing, or the fat person, because we don't want to be gender specific.
If Brighton score this, then it's game over.
And I'll back Lippy. He's called everything today.
So, and again, they go wide. They'd be happy to take a stall call here and take 2 or 3 minutes out of the game. And they're going to have to. Put some pressure on Brighton to get that ball. Go down by 3 or go down swinging. As Leeming steps in, fires, save from Watts.
Cody.
Big save, foot save, but again the rebound as it picks up. Flag down from Polly, and that's going to be a 30-second hold there.
Is it on Mortimer?
And again, I'm going to say, you know what? Cody's come up with some huge saves today.
Some massive ones.
But they're just not getting the ball.
I think Brighton are just reacting to the rebound quicker. A couple of times we saw that result in goals.
So ball out here with Woodford. And the Living Choice, there's been plenty of players who have stuck their hand up, and Leeming could have just about put his name on the Living Choice player of the game too with that last one. But this man up's been really good for Brighton today.
It's been lethal.
Kicks it up to Fuss. Back to Woodford. Over to Leeming, and they look like they're about to run the rotation out. They're looking for this bottom corner. Oh, fires another big save there from Watts down low. He's not giving it up yet. Oh,
Into him.
and there's a flag. No,
No flag.
so ball's thrown over the top. This could work.
Oh, good ground
Just
ball.
can't pick it up. Brittam.
Oh, it's
tosses
dangerous.
it in the centre.
Oh,
Nice work.
is
Misses
that a
him.
flag? No.
Ball coming back the other way. Push with the ball. Just pops it up. So a little bit going on down behind us here between Shinnick and Price.
It's becoming unglued.
And
behind
Knights
us
comes
too.
in, lets him have a couple as well.
Here's that little chippy stuff that you're talking about.
So this is where they've got to. This is where they've just got to get the ball back off them. As Rosenthal pops it over.
They got back up.
They've got back up, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to push the ball here.
And like you said,
Need to push the ball. Brooks picks up the ball.
doubles coming.
Doubles are coming. So Brooks has Evans on him. Kicks the ball over there. To Rosenthal. Stepped around. Can he seal it? I think that has done it.
Yeah.
And the Brighton Bombers will run out winners at this stage.
That is the nail in the coffin.
Luke's just knocked that one in.
Yep. That's a beautiful. And like you said though, the Glenelg defence, you've got to have a crack. There's no difference between losing by 3 or losing by 1. They had to really have a go and just took advantage of that. Too athletic at X.
And after a year where it's 10-7 now on the Living Choice scoreboard, after a year where the 3 games have gone 10-6, 10-7, 9-7, Brighton able to turn it around in the one that matters.
Yeah, I mean you've only got to beat them once, don't you? And they've picked the best day to do it.
And Matty Bartlett picks up the ball,
He's on.
steps in. Oh, just keep going. Bartlett
And again.
down and Chippy with a big save, kicks it out here to Shinnick. Oh, that's a
flag.
cross check.
Yeah, he's got him in the back.
Yeah,
it's a
big
flag.
cross check.
And that's it.
And Price just he's
Let him
pulled
know.
away from Morton.
Letting him know.
And Shinnick, he doesn't like that at all.
And another routine save for my player of the match, Guttenbacher.
Yeah. And
Right,
again,
1-1, illegal body check, 1 minute.
so you hear that, an illegal body check, 1 minute on Price there. And Chippy, he's just come over to the crowd to have a bit of a chat, bit of a look. And Dougie Shinnick wearing that one well. That was a big cross check straight across the back, and that's frustration, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's and you can, to a degree, you understand. They had a huge lead, and to see it evaporate, you can understand why you'd be a bit frustrated. But now's not the time to do that dumb stuff that Lippy's been talking about.
And I will just say, this will be Glenelg's first loss of the season.
Wow.
So ball up the top, kicks it up the Fuss. He's not going anywhere. He's going to just wear the timeout here. Make the Glenelg goes. Cody comes out, tries.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is. But you either go down by 4, or you give it a crack, and you can't. And
Stick check.
we've got a stick check here. No.
1-7, 6.
Oh no, we got a flag.
Okay, so there's
That's
a.
All clear, 1-7.
So
Gold 6.
Rosenthal.
So Jakey Rosenthal getting
1 minute, unsportsmanlike.
the goal, gets a 1 minute unsportsmanlike for throwing his stick.
Jeez.
But that's a 4-goal game. That's 11-7 now.
I know he's
Stack Woodford second for the quarter.
Jack.
Yeah.
I know he's technically right, but a bit of sense of occasion, Jono. You gotta let that one go, I reckon.
Henry Haskett brings the ball down, kicks it to Morton. Morton fires. Well, if they can do that another 2 times, 3 times in about a minute, because there wouldn't be much time left in this. But nice Morton. They need another one out in the centre here, and can they send it to OT here? They need another 3.
I think the OT's out.
OT, you're off the OT already?
OT's out.
What about the double OT?
Definitely out if one OT's out.
I got 11-8 right. I think I just had the wrong team.
Yeah. Well, it's not over till she sings, and the clock's not on the field yet. So Jack Woodford, has he got something else to say about this? Gets down, kicks it down to Leeming. That's going out of bounds, and that'll come back with the Glenelg ball.
That was a shot.
And Cody screaming for it, kicks it back up.
Oh no.
He's got Keesing. And little one over. Keesing just runs through Arlen Lim. Ball down. And it's slowed up nicely there.
That was the truck stick. That was the truck stick.
So looks, misses.
You
That's
gotta
not
go
going
for
out
it,
of bounds. Still a hard ball get here. Ball down,
Oh,
Brooks.
well done.
Great pickup. Nearly. Haskett
There to be one.
kicks it up. Fuss.
Yes, smart.
Back to Shinnick, and they're
Go back
just
to Chippy.
they can spend all their time in
Yeah.
defence here if they need to.
Clock's on.
All right, clock's in the hands. So
All right.
it's just about to come on.
So clock is on the field here. Less than 30 to go. Brooks with the ball. Mortimer.
Oh, good check.
Dispossessed.
It's
And
over.
there it is.
There it is. That's all she wrote.
The Brighton Bombers
Wow.
have run out winners in the 2020 Living Choice State League Grand Final for men. 11-8. And congratulations to the Brighton Bombers. Commiseration to the Glenelg Seahawks. They had an outstanding year this year, but there's one game that matters.
That's right. You only got to win once, don't you?
You've only got to win once, and that was today. So congratulations. Your thoughts for the MVP?
I think, considering a lot of things are happening, I think it's got to be Clinton Barker. When we look at those halftime stats, we were basically writing Brighton's eulogy at halftime when we were looking at the volume of shots, and he was the one that kept them within arm's reach, and he still made a few big saves in the second half. It's him or I think he's my pick.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm tricky. You're talking 29, 37 shots for 8 goals.
But at halftime, when it was about
At halftime it was 6, and it was 22 to 6.
yeah, that's right.
And I think, look, for me, Chippy gets my vote, but I tell you there's a couple just up behind him, and Tyler Leeming is one, and young Kai Williams today came to play when it really mattered. And sometimes it's about those guys who do something, and we talked about it earlier, about those young players that step up in big occasions.
Absolutely.
And Kai Williams certainly for me was one of those guys. And
And look, I wouldn't be shocked or upset if Jack Woodford ended up with it, because I think he just made a clutch in the face-off, clutch goals, and just that one sequence of play where he's won the ball, flicked it out, being crunched, and then made his way to the other end to polish it off. I thought he was great.
And when we say about the third quarter being your premiership quarter, you got 5 goals, 5 in the last, so it was a 10-2 turnaround in the second half.
wow, that's massive, and again, it says so much about the structures that they were playing and what they were doing. So, but we have another huge game coming up here after this one, and that is the Women's State League. And have we got another surprise coming there? I mean, everyone was on Glenelg in this one, everyone's on Brighton in the next one. So, the Bombers get one back, probably against the grain of what most people thought.
Absolutely.
Have we got a surprise? Have we got an OT game in the next one? Look, we haven't had one today.
Well, I reckon this one could be interesting as well. There's a big out for Brighton, as we know, but this could be a very, very interesting game as well.
All right, so we are, as the celebrations go on over there, Marty, we're trying, again, I doubt we'll get, but we've given Chippy it. I don't know whether Marty's going to be able to get that, as he gives Kev a big hug.
Is he trying to dive into the bottom of that pile to extract Chippy, has he? He's got him.
Yeah.
Job, mate. As we get him, Chippy.
What was that, Ollie? I thought so.
All right, here we go. Looking right there, Mr. Clint Barker.
Unbelievable.
Hey, first half, you were down and out. Second half, what got said at half time?
We just,
for you to turn that around like that?
Jack just told us to believe. We stuck to the game plan. I mean, we just knew it was going to be tough against these blokes all year, and we finally just got it done, which is unbelievable.
And massive, as I said, on the rebound, you really felt that momentum turn at one point, and you made a couple of pivotal saves, and I think Sammy Kilford was all over you saying, Chippy's just turning the tide.
Well, I was just talking to my defence. We just got to stay in it, you know, and these type of conditions, it's a bit windy, we just thought if we can stay in it, we can run over the top of them. And unbelievable. And mate, no one really backed you today. I mean, most people are on Glenelg. I'll put my hand up and I'll say it was going to be an overtime 8-7 game. But you guys were really good. We were happy to be underdogs, you know, and we knew that they're a tough side, they're a great side, and we just had to stick to the game plan. We're a young side, and you know, good things happen. And a couple of, we always talk about that one player that sort of steps out. Kai Williams today. And that's, you know, he hasn't got much of an opportunity through the finals, but we knew that he's got X factor, and if he could get going, how many did he get today? 2 or 3? Three. Perfect. I mean, he's had probably 3 shots for 3 goals. We had him in the back pocket for a while, so it's all good. So, and how pivotal was that Sun in the third? I mean, you win the toss and go that way, and we're talking about it, but the Clouds came over in the last quarter. Luckily, the first quarter was tough too. I think it was the first, was it? Yeah, the first you were down there. Yeah, and it was tough, but we all, you know, I've got used to this over the journey. So you were down there, in the second, and you put Glenelg into the Sun in the first, but that really did look like. I mean, Cody was getting lit up a little there, and it was tough. We've got Matty Fuss ripping on you. You know, if he could get his hands loose, he's going to score on him. So. Yeah, but really great game, mate. We won't hold you up. Your boys are over there. Go, Chippy. Congratulations, mate. Our Living Choice player of the grand final. Right, south. And there we go. So huge thank you here to Mr. Lukey Robert Sword. Thank you very much, sir. It's great to have you in the house. Christian on the camera. Obviously, Linton Arscott just all over it today with the stats and up and about. And how pivotal was some of his thought processes, Linton Arscott?
Lipstradamus, I started calling him. At halftime, he basically laid out the blueprint for what was going to happen for Brighton to win, and I don't think he had one call wrong.
He didn't have one call wrong. He keeps telling me to back him when we're going on Supercoach and stuff, and trying to get on gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. I was saying, I'm going to ask him for a couple of ponies. He was fantastic.
And I can tell you, rather than putting it on the ponies, how about you give it to the Sue Sofanos Foundation? Get in touch with the GoFundMe Sue Sofanos, and you know, maybe if you've had a tipple on the tote, give 20 over to the Sofanos Foundation and keep that rolling And obviously a huge shout out to Marty Baker, who does a wonderful job behind the scenes, and he doesn't get much seen, but without him we don't get seen. So
no, he's elite.
And what a game!
If you had your money on Brighton, you could give that to Sue Sofanos, because I reckon they're at 20-1, if not more, to win today's game.
So I wonder why Lippy's pockets are just a little fuller over there. He got on him at half time. But look, it's absolutely fantastic. And if that's anything to go by what we're about to see with this second game, I'm really looking forward to the 2020 Women's State League Grand Final. Brought to you by Living Choice.
Yeah, absolutely. If that's your curtain raiser, so to speak, geez, we're in for another great game, aren't we?
We're in for a cracker. All right, well, we're going to go and have a quick break just to get ourselves wind down from that one. And we look forward to bringing you very, very soon the Women's State League Grand Final live and free on LSA TV. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really, really tough